What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time. And today is the long-awaited return for this little game called Kirby and the Forgotten Land. We're going to be listening to 2 songs today, and I'm going to talk in depth as to why. We're going to be hearing Northeast, Frost Street, and the Battle of Blizzard Bridge. Both are from the channel JOEVGM or JoeVGM. Shout out to them. They've joined my Discord and regularly talk in the Xenoblade Chronicles channel, so shout out to them. Thanks for the channel. This is requested by Lordserperior and Nigel. Thank you very much. So, a couple things before we get into this. I've only, I think I've only heard the Forgotten Land once before, and I'll never forget it. You know, I have a hard time remembering stuff that I do here because I do so many. But I'll never forget my first reaction to Kirby and the Forgotten Land, because some people know I had this kind of little meme moment that I don't even want to ruin it, but it's just if you want to watch it, I'll put it at the end of the video. And I'll never forget that. And yeah, and also another thing is there's been a lot of Kirby on the channel lately. If you guys have noticed, this past month has had a plethora of Kirby. So, oh, and then finally, the reason these are here is because I'm working on my next series called VGM Vibes 6, where the whole premise is to talk about video game music that are ice related, cold related, snow related, etc., etc. And these both got voted. So, let's see. So that means these 2 will be in that video when it comes. Okay, that's a lot of talking. I'm just excited to hear more Kirby. But there you go. There's the backstory. Okay. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Northeast, Frost Street. I'm gonna guess that these songs are not related as far as like how close they are in the game. But maybe. Oh, dude, that sounds, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely that cold vibe I was looking for. Oh, bass. It's the slowest Kirby song I've heard so far. Oh god, I really hope there's no motifs, because I still can't recognize them. Sorry. Ooh, what an actual vibe here. Good job, voters. People voted for this, and the other one. I could see like a bunch of little snowflakes and you know, knowing that this is a Kirby game, this is probably the most like colorful and vibrant snow stage there is. I really want to see what it looks like, and I will eventually. But for now, no. It feels chilly in here. I really like the electric guitar. It's like such a nice touch. It's like overdriven enough to the point where it sounds almost like a Christmas song. A loop. That right there, that sounds so snow to me. I really love the bass in the song. It's a little hard to hear though. It's following the drums. I'm not sure if what's happening on screen is calm, but the music kind of suggests this is a very relaxed section. Maybe a few enemies, but not like, I don't know. I don't know how intense Kirby is. Dude, it seriously feels like I'm in a movie, like riding down it with a toboggan, like a hot cocoa in my hand, big puffy jacket, see my breath in the air. I haven't heard any motifs, so I don't know if they're there. Okay, so that was 2 loops. Oh, little bells too. It's gonna fade out, I think. So many things to say. Okay. Knowing me and the things I say, I feel like I might have said this before because, again, I know how I am. When I did that Kirby reaction a while ago, that was a while ago. I can't tell you exactly when, but it was a while ago. Maybe 2 years? Has it been 2 years? Let me just search this up. Forgotten Land. 2 years ago. Oh yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been 2 years since I've heard the Forgotten Land. Anyways, but the whole time, you know, usually all I have is to go off of is either the song title or the thumbnail. And in this one, the thumbnail, I couldn't stop looking at it, and it reminds me of Nier Automata. And now I really want to go watch my old video and see if I said that, because that's what it's not a spoiler at all, but I mean, the whole thing takes place in, like, you know, after the Earth has been reset. So, you know, you can see like nature taking over. I'm like always fascinated by these kind of images, by the way, when like nature takes over this sort of like post either apocalyptic or whatever thing happened. It's kind of very human and very freaky at the same time, but and the title suggested too, right? The Forgotten Land. So if I had to assume this game takes place in the very, very late future, I don't know. Anyways, I just thought I should throw that in there because although I remember that video specifically because of that little meme that happened, I don't remember anything else I said, of course. Anywho, so yeah, again, these were voted on my Patreon for like cold themes, and man, I gotta tell you, man, like the Patreon votes. I was kind of skeptical at first because once I started opening up the idea to like votes, I was like, oh, maybe they're just gonna like put like popular things, or you know, I don't know, maybe just find an excuse to get something on the channel. But I don't know why I even thought that, because it's been the complete opposite. They're really like understanding like what I'm going for in that series, the VGM Vibe series, which to be honest has gone a little longer than I expected. I thought I was only gonna do like one episode or something, and maybe wouldn't get received that well, because in the life of a YouTuber, you just have ideas all the time and just try different things. But people seem to watch that, and it's cool because it's like it's more of a what it started out as me as like a series for me and me talking about the stuff that I like and know, as opposed to receiving songs that I don't know and reactions, So it was like more like, hey, I know this song, let me talk about it. But since then, I started opening the doors, and once I said I was gonna do this ice and snow one, like all the suggestions came in. Everyone thought of a song that was in that theme. And by the way, those songs have already been decided, so there's like you don't have to suggest anything here. But if you want, you can comment whatever you want, like what snow themes do you think of? But it's not necessary for the episode. Anyways, they kind of nailed it here. We still have another song to go, but they kind of nailed it here. Like this is actually what I hear in my head as far as like the vibe of snow, ice, and cold. This very sound right here, meaning if I were to hear this completely blind, no image, nothing, don't even know what the game is, just like here, listen to this, I'm fairly confident that I would say that sounds like snow and winter to me, that kind of thing. It just has that, which is essentially what that series is about. Is the songs in these games that really capture certain themes. Right now the themes that I'm doing are kind of more elemental and stage specific. Eventually we're going to start getting into more like emotional states and stuff like that. But yeah, this one really knocked out of the park. Like I just envisioned all these things, and we're heading into winter now. I don't even know if I don't know when the seasons start, but it's getting to the last quarter of the year, so this music is going to be really fitting soon. And the last thing I have to say about this one, besides it being amazing, was I think that might have been the slowest Kirby song I've heard. Maybe. It was great though. It sounded so good. Man, Kirby's like production value is nuts. And in a way, it's kind of interesting because I know that the original composer like has said that they've made the music for Kirby knowing that it won't be able to be performed by a human later on. Like it's technically very, a lot of things are going on, but this is definitely doable. Like this sounded like a performance. So even though they've, well, I don't want to say toned it down, but technically, at least from the earlier games, it's nice to see that the music is still like really good and doesn't always have to be like 100% all the time, or like foot on the gas the whole time. Okay, second one. Oh, and Northeast Frostry. I don't know. I guess it's a stage, if I had to guess. But that's kind of vague, though. It could be many things. It could be a world. It could be, I don't know how Kirby levels are structured. If they're like worlds and zones and stages and multi-acts. I don't know. Whereas this one sounds kind of direct. It's the Battle of Blizzard Bridge. Okay. I don't think I need to know anymore. And right before I start, earlier when I said that I don't know if these songs are connected, I don't. As in, the only thing that I know that are connected these two in this video is that they're from the same game. And they both won in a poll of, colder themes. So as far as I know, they're only related by the game and the theming. But I don't know if it's like the same stage, that kind of thing. That's what I meant by that. So I'm going to. I always go into each song as like if it was brand new. So I'm not gonna think that it's connected to Northeast Frostry. Is what I'm saying. Okay, this is the Battle of Blizzard Bridge from Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I feel like I need a cigar. I need a cigar, and I need this for it to have some fuel in it. Wow. Not only is this incredible as fudge, but it reminds me of one of my favorite soundtracks ever. I'll explain later. Oh, dude. The percussion choices, to me, is what makes it sound cold. Oh. There's a giant elephant in the room right now. I haven't said it yet, but if you know, you know. It's happening right now. One of my favorite instruments is the Rhodes piano. This song is nothing but Rhodes piano and electric guitar, apparently. Oh, Kirby, you've done it again. Oh my god, dude. I don't even know what to say right now. If I say anything, I'm gonna miss something. Has this looped yet? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the latest Kirby game. or at least one of the most recent, but I think it's the latest. Either way, the reason I bring that up is because Kirby to me sounds like the developers take a look at their last game and say, all right, that was cool, but now we have to like turn it up again. It just sounds like they consistently outdo the last one. Now, I'm not saying that each soundtrack is better than the last, but it just seems like it's a personal challenge at this point. It's like a running joke in the office or something. You know? Like, oh, I bet you can't do another crazy composition like the last game. Oh yeah, I watched. You know, that kind of thing. Like, it's wild, to put it lightly. There was no way I was going to retain any of that information. Like, that just zoomed past me. There were so many things happening. That requires like 5 listens plus, which I have kind of good news and bad news here. And the real bad news only is just my mind's kind of blank. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to sit here forever and be like, oh, here's this musical analysis about everything. I don't really have to say much here. And this isn't laziness. This is just, we all just heard the same thing, right? That just happened. Like, we could just acknowledge that. So, I mean, on one end, I feel kind of like, oh, but what about the requester who's been waiting for so long, you know, to hear your thoughts or something? Well, who knows? Who knows how each person requests it to me? I don't know what they want to see. Maybe they just want to see my genuine reaction, which is this, me freaking out and trying to contain it. Or they just want me to blab. Whatever. That's like the bad news, is I don't really have a lot. It's all good though. It was just, you know, hearing 2 really good songs back to back. But the just sheer magnitude of like what Kirby is, I am very comfortable saying, and this is from someone, and I've said this before, I'm pretty sure, but I'm very comfortable saying that even though I've heard probably less than 10 songs in Kirby total, I want to say Kirby's soundtracks are like in the top 10 in like video game history. It's really good. It's really good. And consistently been really good. You know, I haven't heard every game yet. I've heard throughout the years, but still, like I said, less than 10. You guys grew up with this. Mind you, the reason I brought up motifs earlier is because very recently, like within the past month, I heard Green Greens for the first time, like proper. And since that video, you know, some fans have been like, oh, can you hear the Green Greens motif now? I'm like, just because I heard it doesn't mean, you know, think of it this way. You guys grew up with these games. You guys have played these for hours and hours and hours, either from the 90s, from the 2000s, whatever. I heard it once a couple weeks ago. It's gonna be a while before, you know, it's not ingrained into my brain. So, yeah. Anyways, the good news is on the other side of this, of me not being, this is my equivalent to being speechless. I've said it before, and it's really dumb, but this is me being speechless. This is me just rambling and trying to fill up space, right? Because it'd be very weird if I was just like. Sign language or something. The good news is, this is where you guys come in, but these both are going to be in that episode of VGM Vibe 6. And in those, I talk about it in depth. So think of this as a part 1. Let's shake on that. Right now, my reaction is just, holy crap. But in a few weeks, as well as every other song that's part of the ICE requests and stuff, I have to talk about them in depth, at least for a minute or so, as much as I can. But this is where you come in. Since I haven't played these games, you guys have to fill in those blanks. I could look it up myself and, you know, whatever, but please tell me what's happening in both of these songs and like what's the context here. Just you know, spoiler tag it maybe for other people, but you know, I will talk about it more, but right now I just kind of want to embrace it for what it was. And there's no way like one listen is enough for that song. I need to study that. I need to decipher it. That was like hieroglyphics for my ears. I love the Rhodes piano, and the song was covered in it. I love the guitar. There was guitar in it. I love percussion, and the percussion was kind of the highlight for me, besides the piano. Percussion is what made the song feel icy to me. I'm supposed to be speechless still, but you know, like a lot of the, like all that was very like, it sounded like I was in an igloo. Cover music is phenomenal. These two will both be in VGM Vibe 6 coming at the end of the by the end of the month of September. I have some cool plans for that episode, and thank you guys for watching that that series is fun. And I'm glad I'm doing all this in my 3-year. This whole month is like my 3-year anniversary of like the auditorium, so it's nice that 3 years later I can still be like dumbfounded. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I did not think it was gonna last this long. I still get requests all the time. Like, it just seems like video game music is endless, which is scary and awesome at the same time. But when you have songs like Kirby that are just throwing all this musical prowess at you, it's hard not to like really appreciate it. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna shut up. Thank you, Lordserperior and Nigel and the Kirby fans. Tell me what's going on in Northeast Frost Street and the Battle of Blizzard Bridge. I'll see you in VGM Vibes 6 in the theme of snow, ice, and cold. Thank you to all my patrons you see on the screen. I couldn't be here without them. Thanks you for watching. My name is Jesse. Later.